Hey, how are you doing? So glad you could join me here on the Witching Half Hour or so Tarot Talks. We are having a tarot reading for April. Now, my loves, there is so much going on this spring, astrologically, so much. The eclipse season was huge. So, going into this month, I want to focus on the healing and the medicine. Okay, I've been looking at where Chiron is in the sky. I've been looking at the sun. I've been looking at the full moons, everything happening. And I want this reading for you to be messages from your guides, the channeled wisdom around our wounds and our healing, and how we can move through this period with grace. Okay, so I am using Llewellyn Tarot. This is the one that jumped off my shelf today to be read for you. And while shuffling, the card that popped out, and I feel like this one really talks about the times, really what we're in and what we're doing right now, is the Chariot. So there's a lot going on, right? The Chariot talks to us about being in the moment and noticing the currents around us. I want you to look at this card, please. I want you to see the energy of that chariot, that motion. So this is telling us that right now around us, there's a lot of change, there's a lot of motion, there's a lot of currents, there's a lot of emotion, okay? And it's not so much about controlling it. Do you understand what I mean, please, my love? You are on this ride. You are on this chariot. There is momentum here. And instead of trying to stop the chariot, instead of trying to change the momentum, you need to roll with it and work with it. As you look at this card, you can see it, the way that the emotions really take control of what's going on. So know that right now, emotionally, we are heightened. And the trick to the Chariot card is that we don't want to pull in that energy. It's beyond our control. We need to ride with it. We need to move with it. You're going north and there's nothing you can do about it. You can steer the horses a bit, you can avoid the potholes, but to try to think that you can whip around and go a different direction right now than where you're being pulled, it's a waste of energy. You're pulling against what needs to go there. And right now in the collective, we have Venus going direct at a full moon, and we have this planet called Chiron in there as well. And Chiron is the wounded healer. So all of this is speaking to the wounds that came up in March. The themes highlighted in your life around Venus going retrograde, all those things, you can't fight the direction they're going. They're there. You're being called to work with it. You're being called to steer the horses, not turn them around. You want to ride this moment and get the work done and get through the lesson that's coming up for you. So the next card in this series, so we've got where we are and what's happening. We've got a card for that. And the next card is about the medicine you need. In that position, the card we've pulled is the Magician. And themes of the Magician are amazing for this because they're about power. They're about empowerment. They're about having the tools you need for the moment at hand. So baby, know you have them. You have what you need. I know it's big and I know it's scary and I know it hurts. But in that pain and in that fear and in that big feels moment, you have what you need. One of the messages that comes through and what I can hear my guides talking about is this idea of the tool for the job. What tool are you picking up? What tool are you resistant to pick up? There's medicine in that. There's knowledge in that. Why are you resisting that healing? Why are you resisting that tool? What pattern are you locked in that needs shifting and releasing? That's what the Magician's here to teach you. The Magician card and the idea of power, the power we have, the power we are innately born into. It always reminds me of Dorothy and the red ruby slippers. She had them with her the whole time and didn't realize how powerful they are. That is like us with our manifestation. That is like us with our willpower. We have what we need to get through this. It's big, but we have what we need. We need to go through it and walk through it. The third card is your message from your guides. And what I have for you there, my love, is this Four of Swords. And the message coming through with the Four of Swords speaks a lot to our dreams. So during this next month, I want you to pay close attention to your dreams. I want you to look at them because there's wisdom in them. When I look and feel into this card, what stands out the most to me is not the swords and not the kind of wrung out woman looking very like she cannot even. What speaks to me is the door in the background. What speaks to me is the wolf curled beside the sleeping warrior. And what I want to speak to you about is, even though it feels big and scary, we are safe. We are with our spirit guides. They are there with us, guiding us, walking us through. And the key is the door. It's not the work. It's what's on the other side of it. It's that gateway. It's what's beyond. That's what we're going towards. That's what the movement of the chariot is taking us through. It's getting us through the doorway. And some of the keys to that is going to be whispered to you and spoken to you in your dreams, in your quiet spaces. We're working not just here on this level, on this mundane level. When we bring the medicine to our wounds, we're working on a multi-level body, mind, spirit, soul level. So the healing we're doing every time we choose the right tool, every time we harness the energy and move through it, we're shifting things in other realms and we're opening doors to our future. We're opening possibilities and we're healing ourselves. I hope that makes sense to you, my love. I hope this resonates for you. Remember, whenever it finds you, it is the right time. I know I've been talking a lot about this particular moment in our astrology and in our collective conscience, but if this comes to you at a different time, know that it is right for you, that there's messages here for you specific to what you're walking through. I'm Jody Ann. I'm a tarot reader, podcaster, and witch. Please like, subscribe, especially if you got this far, because you must have liked it if you're here at this moment of the recording. You can find my podcast on here where I talk about all kinds of witchy and wonderful things, or head to my website. You can sign up for my monthly love letter and get witchy wisdom right in your inbox.